Day, September the 6th, and I couldn't resist. I had to come on over here with my people, give y'all the Black Revolutionary Hotline.
Sit now, we need to let some football before we realize that I can't be the fastest of fire. We got another bitch, lucky and relics for profit. Some crazy and wild to be whatever we want. Let's be a troublesman. Days and that's in the heart of each and every common the secret set us apart from these evil governments. I've been with that in the water. We go bad in the boss and we take so bad if we none of us want to see yourselves. With the fires of the mind, spread with this rhetoric and bad and it's out with a reptilian section. I guess it is a gapping of injection, disinfection to get a second win. Except with testing in on him, I tell his arrogance. So the one that did that he on the 7, I'll never get the thing. I tried to box again. I cram a minion ever since he's average rings for every Clayton Stanton getting pretty rich. You get the shit a symptom. Hazel Benjamin for everything. He stretch and twist him. Down here with them immigrants in every inch of Bedminster. Shit, why else you think this bitch is so dense? He's the weapon stingy that he thinks his own sense. It'd be like 3 months more than Marlon. If I ever ran into him after my gas lit me good with shit in the ass kicking, that's a felon to pick up himself and hit the Rolex. Sam Guinness. This prejudice like Saracens. Transparent addictions, people granting litigations of sex offenses, depositions, stretching in the tens of millions like a big day. A fucking ethic bigger, lecturing the leftist if he has a big convention on expecting inspections of many women in the dressing room. Still addresses just checking in, so as you work, she brags about it. I'm trying and if you were screaming, you know, I sit down, you need to take some football, real man. I the sketches of fire, we had another beat, lucky and relics of profit. It's crazy and wild, we could be whatever we want. Let's be a troublesman. Days and living up our each and every time in the secret status of all of these evil governments. I feel with shit in the water, we go bad in the boss, and we get so bad if we none of us brothers fucking selves. But now it's too real to happen. I'm saying off, but let me God when you're silly guys. What's up? Renting my prescription on intended. Started ripping happens on the oceans of this mailman. America, rap of cars, right? Nihilistic. Lines is the paradise. Extra, extra, anarchistic, tricky, pop the pain. Some people rise, you place it with the thing you got the thing. Getting backwards rather than playing. Incentivize the riots when the winter rise. And what the fuck is my clean James now? When the bitches stand these slothful guys, shaking straight and possible. Quiet at his terrors that arise the top of the desert. Why is this our self-made man? So damn pain that he grabs him by the pussy cause I'm a maximum self-alive. Unless he grabs him so bad I pussy like show me that is right. Without a doubt it's going on. We try to shut the door on, but otherwise it's fixed on to the wall of pump but you on. Without it coming a bit on the monologue, it's all along the tackle like a red talk this way because you're all up. The body wanted so much was my march the ward off. The garbage comes to no one who wants to cross the country but want to not destruction all off. The style is like some robots, but keeps up. No one away on the cross the cutting across the grass the line I have to walk. Is it now? You need to let some football be made. I'm too eat those sketches of fire. We had another beat. Lucky and relics of profit. She's crazy and wild. We could be whatever we want. Let's be the troubles, man. He's a living our hearts. Each and every time. And secret status of all of these evil governments. I feel with you in the water. We were bad in the boss. We was so bad that we none of the waters fucking sound. I hope you get the bucket. This bitch is some of the gun reform. The children cooking class. Strong literally laughing at the country's expense. This the federal that appears to be like a school shooting. The most are hearing it bad because some shot of his ass is sick. So say when he said it clear to get rid of it year after year as he's standing there and give us an air. Which is pretty weird as she didn't care to use him except when he had to really stick his fingers in there. So many shortcomings he can't even live. Yeah, this bitch is just 60 and Tricky the best is about reality never been. Lucky and red like soprano, station crazy about me whatever we want to see a troubles man. Days and nights and the hearts of each and every copy the secret status of all the secret governments. I've been with that in the water.
I don't own the rights to that Eminem song.
The fun is fucking self. Fun is fucking self. Fun is fucking self. Fun is fucking self. Fun is fucking self.
Well, I guess I took you 2 hours over here and then 2 hours over there. But boy, y'all gonna wear me out. So somebody hit the cash app because we working up in this joint. For real, working for the people. You know, this is the Black Open of Lion TV. Unfortunately, on that, what you call it? Going StreamYard. On that StreamYard, I can only put it on my other channel. But I want to be over here with y'all. Cause this is my Black Open of Lion TV channel. So let's hit it up with a little Malcolm. I mean, I damn near said Malcolm X. But let's hit it up with a little Adam Clayton Powell. Hold on, yeah. We got a glitch in the matrix. Happened to the sound. Here we go.
A woman's skirt.
Bony top. Adam Clayton
I
Powell.
tried to cut my remarks down. After all, I'm a Negro Baptist preacher, you know. Nobody can control a Negro Baptist preacher, even God sometimes can. But nevertheless, I would try to make them like a woman's skirts, long enough to be respectable, but short enough to be interesting.
Adam Clayton Powell Jr. was the pastor of America's largest Protestant congregation, a seminal leader in the fight for racial justice, and a U.S. congressman. As a minister, he preferred nightclubs to prayer groups. His political career was dogged by accusations of financial chicanery and neglect of duty, and his motives were often in dispute. But by 1965, he had become the most powerful black.
Don't get it twisted now. This ain't gonna be an Adam Clayton Powell or Malcolm X documentary time. This is strictly gonna be on our people's time, and we got a few things we need to cover actually. So don't go nowhere. But for right now, we need to go to the Way Black Machine and remember where we've been and who we are. You dig?
And in American political history.
The white liberal was monopolizing the Negro's civil rights fight. And he was allowing into his cartel, his monopoly, only those Negro liberals who would get along with him.
I like the way he thumbed his nose at white folks.
Black Opener number one, dollar sign. Black
See, if
Opener
you had
number
the
one
black
for
experience,
production costs.
it
On
would
the
speak to
street
you.
yard, which we got to
He
go
was saying
into at 9
things that
o'clock.
we had not dared to think. The tone of his speech was one of real defiance, of real anger. It was scary what he was saying, but it was also exhilarating to hear him.
But we know, oh, we know. There is a God who rules the world with a hand of power and a heart of love. That is not right. That's not right. He'll fight my battle, and I'll be free someday. Work together, children. Work together, children. Work together, children. Work together. Work together, children. Don't you get weary. It can't be.
But once in a lifetime, a man like that comes along. Once in a lifetime.
I had to come back. come over here. So you receive no more than green light. Bring over here, my friend. Now you're talking on streams. Sneaker things and go streams. On the books that your lines with 10. You lost in court more than you ever did win. I don't hold the rights to that. You turn the flags for march reward. Take tough guys, but you got some weakness. Acting like a king, but you lost the weakness. And I built this, but it crumbled fast. Now your tower should pay for your guilty past. Even millennials go quiet these days. You can't pay with echoes and digital games. You want to stand truce? Here's a stone cold fact. Your legacy's plastic and it's starting to crack. Play the lines of the mask in the cage. Play God while the world puts the page. No throne, no court, no royal crown. Just solid sound when you once scream loud. Protest signs over red, white, blue. No justice, blind on what you do. The idol cracked and the wall fell through. Admit this.
I'm still going in the studio at 9, y'all. I had to come on over here with my people before we do all that. We gotta do this right here. Over here, you know.
Bringing y'all the Black Revolutionary. Now you follow us. Party! Be there, don't be square. Meet me there, don't meet me there. Hell yeah. And pour some out for the homies that ain't here no more. And don't forget to give $1 to the oh. And the joke's on you. I'm like Superman and you're my kryptonite. I just can't sleep at night without you in my arms. Baby, gotta hold you tight. Oh. Pour some out for the homies that ain't here no more. And don't forget to give $1 to the poor. Oh. No more masks, no more pretend. This is real life, and it's the end. Outside of Graceland, I'll probably take the crown. Pass me the royal reign. May God bless the queen, long live the king. It's gone and the joke's on you. No respect, but you can hear them in the wind. Satisfied. On my face when I pass by, feel brave. We have so many souls for dumb shit. We done the fights, got a brother locked up for life. I can barely look your sign in the eyes. It's when I see you. I have to miss the simple fact that you will never be. There's so much pain that we have to face. But I know you've been waiting for me at the gates. Bottom of phone keys, surrounded by old keys and zips and dungarees for keeping it low key. Every chase like this, I dare the fathers, but only thing I can trace my kids to be a better man.
I'm pulling double duty, y'all, so go ahead and hit that cash app, because I'm going to be on the other side now. Oh, Lord willing. Y'all pump me up on this side, and maybe I'll keep that rolling, going with the crew.
Home tonight. Say goodbye to the next day light. Hey.
Aim at the ground. Won't be coming home tonight. Say goodbye to the next day light. Yeah. Yours truly, along with that Eminem, you know, I had to start freestyling. So back to where we was and where we going at. I figure a little bit of Adam Clayton Powell is always good for where we
Try
go.
to my remarks down. After all, I'm a Negro Baptist preacher, you know.
Take
Nobody
him
can
from the
control
top.
a Negro Baptist preacher. Even God sometimes can. But nevertheless, I would try to make them like a woman's skirts, long enough to be respectable, but short enough to be
So it's
interesting.
Saturday, September the
Clayton
5th,
Powell Jr. was the pastor
for
of
an early
America's
edition
largest
of the
Protestant
Black
congregation,
Revolutionary
a seminal leader in the fight for racial justice, and the U.S. Congress. As a minister, he preferred nightclubs to prayer groups.
We'll be back at
His political
9
career was dogged
with
by accusations of financial chicanery and
everyone
neglect of
come on
duty,
the line.
and his
We've got
motives
a
were
few
often in
things to
dispute.
discuss, and I think I'm going to
But
put
by
them on here
1965,
first.
he had
So
become
y'all
the
know
most
what's up.
powerful black man in American political
It's almost
history.
like a commercial. But hit the
The white liberal was monopolizing the Negro civil rights fight. And he was allowing into his cartel, his monopoly, only those Negro liberals who would get along with him.
I like the way he thumbed his nose at white folks. And I tell you, that spoke to my heart. See, if you've had the black experience in America, it would speak to you.
He was saying things that we had not dared to think. Um, the tone of his speech was one of real defiance, of real anger. It was scary what he was saying, but it was also exhilarating to hear him.
We know, we know, oh, we know. And there is a God who rules above, with a hand of power, and a heart of love. That is our right. But I'm right. He'll fight my battle, and I'll be free someday. Fight together, children. Fight together, children. Fight together, children. Put together. One together, children. Don't you get weary. It can't be to the
But once in a lifetime, a man like that comes along. Once in a lifetime.
Adam Clayton Powell. Now, let's get to business. Black Orphanum Lion.
And on the supermarket shelf,
TV.
basically smelly mush. A natural catch is here to give Cantu.
See, they be trying to slip one in. And when they do that, I go to commercial. Let's see, you know, you try to up other people too. You know, here you go. Adam Clayton Powell. Put that with him.
young slave boy stood one day before the greatest ruler of his day. God said to Moses, "What's in your hand?" And Moses said, "Lord, only I've got a stick, that's all." He said, "Well, let me use what's in your hand." And God used that slave boy with a stick in his hand to divide the Red Seas, march through a wilderness, bring water out of rocks, manna from heaven, and bring his people to freedom land. What's in your hand? What's in your hand? George Washington Carver, who was so frail and was traded for a broken down horse as a slave boy. George Washington Carver, sitting in the science laboratory at Tuskegee, told me, he said, "Dr. Carver," he said, "I just go out in the fields each morning at 5 o'clock, and I let God guide me. And I bring back these little things and work them with my laboratory, and that man did more to revolutionize the agricultural science of peanuts and of cotton and sweet potato than any other human being in the field of agricultural science. What's in your hand? Just let God use you, that's all." What's in your hand? I got a string in my hand, that's all, and I'm flying a kite. And way up in the heavens, lightning strikes it, and guy Benjamin Franklin discovered for the first time the possibilities of electricity with a string in my hand. What's in your hand? Little hunchback sitting in a Roman jail? I haven't got anything in my hand but an old quill pen, but God says right when I say it right. All rope I have run my race with patience. I've finished my course out here. What's in your hand? Little boy, all I've got is a slingshot. And the enemies of my people are great and big and more numerous than we are. Well, then, baby, go down to the brook and pick out a few stones and come on back. And close your eyes if you want to and pull back that slingshot and let him go. David killed the biggest enemy, the leader of the giants, against his people, and his people became free. Just letting God guide a stone in his hand. And a few years passed, and David is a king. And God says, what's in your hand? He said, I've got a harp in my hand. He said, well, David, play on your harp. And he played, the Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want. He can be my bearing me. He can bring me beside still water. Yea, though I walk through the valley and the shadow of death, I'll fear no evil. What's in your hand? What's in your hand? Man hanging on a cross. I've got 2 nails in my hand. Father, I stretch my hands to thee. No other help I know. And thou withdrawest thyself from me. Whither shall I go? And that man, with 2 nails in his hand, split history in half. BC and AD. And what's in your hand tonight, people? You've got God in your hand, and he'll let you win because he's on your side and one with God, always in the majority. So walk with him and talk with him and work with him and stick together and fight together. And with God's hand in your hand, the victory will be accomplished here sooner than you dreamed, sooner than you hoped, sooner than you prayed for, sooner than you imagined. Good night and God bless you.
You ain't Caesar, you're a sequel, no one wanted the green light. Three rows of rage screaming in the limelight. Man from the dates, now you're barking on
Moving on the speakers.
sneakers chasing ghost streams. True in the room, specialized with you lost in more than you ever did. Breathe in the quiet while your face gets bored. You turn the flag to a merch reward. Fake tough guy, but you lost the penis. Then like a king, but you lost the Venus. You said I built this.
That's why I'm freaked out.
Guilty past even millennium. Go quiet these days.
That hook, I'll be on it again.
Digital case, you want statues? Here's a stone cold fact. Your legacy's plastic and it's starting to crack. You ain't alive, just a mask in the cage. Playing God while the world flips a page. No throne, no sword, no
He's down.
just silence now. You want freedom?
We have a real block party tonight.
You play model while the victim speaks, but his stupid me don't bend to a billionaire's tweet. Georgia Heat in the courtroom rises, the footage rolls, no pics to hide. You rewrote truths with the magic pen. Now your followers ask, where you been? AI won't say what your mouth exposed. Even your clothes got canceled shows. You built walls when the people climbed. You stole time, now it's payback time. The chaos flame. Now America shit a different name.
I get with the old stuff and give it the news.
Casino and crystal
I'm
clear.
up with new stuff.
No one buys the spin. You play the game. Now the house cash is there. You ain't alive, just a mask in the cage. Playing God while the world flips a page. No throne, no sword, no lawyer. Just silence now. You want freedom?
Come up to watch your I'm really, you know, like
2025, not the comeback art. More like the last scene in the house gone dark. You said witch hunt, but the proof's too loud. You were never the storm, just a passing cloud. From hush deals to boxes and basements, from rally cries to legal encasements. Every chess piece now turned on a king. This ain't revenge. It's the reckoning. You want it long, but fear don't last. Now even your shadow walks out fast. No more masks, no more pretend. This is real life, and it's the end. They ain't voting for cold or fear. They're voting you out loud and clear. So take a bow. Fake the black, false idol falls, and the people clap. You ain't a lion, just a mask in a cage. Playing God while the world flips the page. No throne, no sword, no loyal crowd. Just silence now when you once scream loud. Protest signs over red, white, blue. No justice, blind to what you do. The idol crack and the walls fell through. The myth is gone and the joke's on
The
you.
memories fade, but you can hear them in the wind. The sad smile on my face when I pass by your grave. We have so many souls for dumb shit. Redundant fights, got a brother locked up for life. I can barely look inside in the eyes. It's when I see it. I have to face the simple fact that you would never be it. There's so much pain that we have to face. But I know you've been waiting for me at the gates. When the bottle of all keys surrounded by OGs and Timbs and dungarees for keeping it low key, homie. Mama told me that we taste like this, and I get a father, but hope that I can raise my kid to be a better man. I try to deal a better hand, then up and down, then I'm hoping you can understand. The times in this wicked, they're ever changing, but my block stays the same.
You ain't no line to the
Time to
back in the
hit it with a
cage.
twist,
Playing
but I
God
always
while
hit
the
with
world
a
flips
big
the
red
page.
power.
No throne, no sword, no loyal crowd. Just silence
Do
now
that.
when you
You
once
do
scream
it.
loud. Protest signs over red, white, blue. No justice, blind to what you do. The idol crack and the walls
I
fell
could
through.
resort
The
to
myth is gone and the joke's on you.
Superman, you're my kryptonite. Can't sleep tonight without you in my arms. I gotta hold you tight, baby. Hey. Uh-oh. Made a step on Earl. I like it, Earl. Take a look. Okay, right about here. I'm like, Superman, you're like my kryptonite. Just can't sleep at night. Out you in my arms, gotta hold you tight. Oh.
This insanely
Uh-oh.
effective military
They
afterfight
trying to
is about to
slip
get
one
banned
in
nationwide.
on us.
Because of watch what
They can't do that to me. See, that make me be wanting to cut stuff short. But we do have other things
Next
we need
week
to
will
be
mark the
covering.
end of President Trump's
Like
crime
this.
emergency in the district. However, the National Guard troops deployed to assist with the president's mission may remain in the city for a few more months.
That development comes as DC's mayor is pushing back on criticism over her comments regarding the federal surge. News 4's Megan McGrath is live on the National Mall with the latest. Megan.
Well, good morning. Let's start with the National Guard because it looks like the deployment of the DC
Don't
National
worry,
Guard
y'all
to
know
control
me. We
cities
gonna get
streets
right back to
will
jamming.
continue into
I can't
December.
do all
Now, an
this
official with the
news
National
without
Guard tells the
jamming now.
Associated Press that orders
This
have been
for my homies that
extended,
don't be
an
watching the
indication
news.
that the 950 DC National
I'll
Guard
be the
soldiers
news.
will
Well,
not
actually,
be
I'll let
sent
the news
home
be the
in the near
news.
future.
Because y'all
Now,
wouldn't
as for
believe
the
me if I
federal
told you.
oversight of the DC Police Department, an extension of the crime emergency declaration would have to be approved
Y'all
by
have to hear
Congress.
it in the proper
And that
voice.
has not
Then you
happened.
believe
Now,
it.
during a press conference Wednesday, the
I
mayor
turn the camera
clarified
on, you
comments
really
she
be
made
like,
last
wow,
week
look at
regarding
that.
the federal law enforcement surge and the
Oh,
crime
yeah.
emergency
As a matter of
declaration.
fact,
She says her comments were misinterpreted. She says that the crime emergency needs to end, and she shares residents' concerns about the president's threats to
we're
take
doing a
over the city
simulcast
completely.
right now. I'm on the
I want the
StreamYard,
message to be clear to the
but we're
Congress.
not going live
We
until
don't
this
need
live go off.
a presidential
But it's the
emergency.
same live.
People who, like
See,
me,
but this is the
who
original.
see
Y'all
protecting
got the
home
original.
rule and our economy as our North
And
Star.
then you're on the other flip side of it, you'll be catching the
Now, it's
replay.
important to note that the
Yep.
president does have the authority to continue that federal law enforcement surge as well as the deployment of the National
So make
Guard.
this channel
However,
blow
he
up,
needs
y'all.
congressional approval approval to continue oversight of the DC Police Department. That has not happened as of yet. So unless something changes,
StreamYard got
that's
it
due to
twisted. They
expire
want to put
on
it on
September
Mother
the
Channel.
10th. Back to you.
Megan
It's
McGrath,
all
thank you
right
so much.
for Shabaka.
Federal agents
Y'all making
arrested nearly
Shabaka
500
blow up
people
on my
during
other
an
channel.
immigration raid in Georgia earlier this week. Homeland Security officials called it the largest single-site enforcement operation in the agency's history.
Oh.
It happened at a Hyundai electrical vehicle manufacturing plant in Ellabelle, about 25 miles west of Savannah. Most of those detained were South Korean nationals. It is
Hey,
latest in a string of
Shabaka!
workplace raids by the Trump administration as part of the president's mass deportation.
I'm still going on it
Skylar
now.
Henry
I'm in the
has more.
studio now. If you want to come in the studio, I sent you the link already.
All yours. Video filmed inside the plant shows.
Hey, Shabaka, you already got the link.
Security
You can
agents
come in the
executed a
studio.
search warrant
I'm
Thursday.
recording now.
construction to
But
cease
I'm going to play the recording back after this one
right
go off.
now.
Officers
But you
can
can
be
join me
seen
now
outside,
because we got some
rounding
stuff
up
to talk
hundreds
about.
of workers
Like
in
this.
yellow vests. Nearly 500 people were arrested. The majority were South Korean nationals. U.S. officials said all had either entered the country illegally, overstayed their visas, or were not authorized to work. Stephen Trank is the special agent in
Hyundai,
charge.
IVC.
Together, we are sending a clear and unequivocal message
At the
that
car
those
dealership.
who exploit our workforce,
Hyundai.
undermine our economy, and violate federal laws will be held accountable.
The massive $7.6 billion battery plant, a joint venture between South Korean companies LG and Hyundai, covers nearly 3,000 acres. It is
That's
the
how you
largest
say it.
economic project in Georgia's history.
On behalf of all Georgians, I want to thank you.
3 years ago, Governor Brian Kemp welcomed its opening. Authorities alleged the plant had been under investigation for what it said were illegal practices for months.
There's helicopters, Humvees, Georgia State Police.
Production supervisor Casey Deacon was at the facility when the raid took place.
I would assume they would continue, production. However, with that significant loss with personnel, I don't know how they're going to go
Studio's
forward.
open.
Hyundai and LG said that they are cooperating with law enforcement. All of this comes just a week after the South Korean president met with President Trump at the White House to
Studio's
talk about
open.
trade and tariffs. The Korean
Come on
president
in.
pledged $150 billion by Korean companies to the U.S., and that includes
But y'all have to
$26
come in
billion
until 9 for
by
real, 'cause I'm
Hyundai.
going to start at 9.
For CBS Saturday
But
Morning,
it'd be good if I get it out the way
in
now.
Ellabelle, Georgia.
Because who knows? You know how I am. I do it now. I've been 9
Over
o'clock.
35.
I'm done. Already finished. No, sometimes.
Federal agents arrested nearly 500 people during an immigration raid in.
Oh, we heard that. Now, we was talking about Trump and the death penalty. And now he had two parts to this thing. You got to listen to him carefully. At first he said, if an illegal immigrant, right, kills law enforcement or a U.S. citizen, they get the death penalty. But then he turned around, said anybody kill anybody in the capital is capital punishment. But don't believe me. But really don't believe
Early
him.
morning,
But he said,
Ashley and Todd. That shooting took place early Tuesday
I was
morning.
getting ready to say, don't believe me, believe him. But damn, don't believe him. But he's the one saying it. So
Midnight, when an adult male was found unconscious but breathing in Anacostia off Minnesota Avenue in Southeast D.C. He later died in the hospital, marking D.C.'s first homicide in nearly 2 weeks, bringing the total to 102 for the year. D.C. has a higher murder rate than Chicago, and during yesterday's marathon cabinet meeting that stretched for more than 3 hours, guys, President Trump says he wants to bring back the death penalty for anyone convicted of murder in the nation's capital.
see what he said? Anyone convicted of murder in the nation's capital, not just immigrants. Let me play that back.
His
one more time.
marathon cabinet meeting that stretched for more than 3 hours, guys. President Trump says he wants to bring back the death penalty for anyone convicted of murder in the nation's capital.
Okay.
If somebody kills somebody in the Capitol, Washington, D.C., we're going to be seeking the death penalty. And it's a very
Wait, hold on.
strong.
Let him say it again, because I know
Somebody
how he
kills
operates.
somebody.
Wait a minute, hold on. See, I want to make sure I heard it correctly.
guys. President Trump says he wants to bring back the death
Instead of
penalty
me
for
giving it
anyone
to y'all
convicted of murder
incorrectly,
in the
I'll let
nation's
him
capital.
give it to y'all incorrectly.
If somebody kills somebody in the Capitol,
Who? If
Washington,
who kills somebody in the Capitol?
For the year, D.C. has a higher murder rate
That's the
than
question I'm
Chicago,
asking
and during
him right
yesterday's
now.
marathon
If you don't
cabinet
mind
meeting
repeating
that
that.
stretched for more than 3 hours, guys, President Trump says he wants to bring back the death penalty for anyone convicted of murder in the nation's capital.
if somebody kills somebody in the Capitol, Washington, D.C.,
I'm
we're
a
going to be
nobody. I
seeking
guess
the
that
death
don't
penalty.
count.
And it's a very strong preventative. And everybody that's
There's a loophole. I got my loophole. He said, if somebody kills somebody. I said, now these are two nobodies. So what are you talking about? Come on, man. Make yourself absolutely clear. If you don't mind, for my people out there that don't
we're
know.
going
Now
to be
you know.
seeking the death penalty.
Say what?
And it's a very strong
Yep, that is.
preventative.
No
And
joke.
everybody that's heard it agrees with it.
What?
I don't know if we're ready for it in this country, but where you have it, it is, we have no choice.
The White House says there's been over 1,000 arrests this month since President Trump ordered those reinforcements to help D.C.'s police force, which is 800 cops short. Here's Janine Pirro, the U.S. Attorney for D.C. on the recent bust, including 12 people from around the U.S. connected to a drug trafficking ring. You can see the weapons there on the table.
This is part of our cleaning up the district and the nation's capital. And although it didn't happen in one night, these arrests, all 12 of them, and the seizure of all.
We don't care about that. What we care about is anybody that kills somebody, but it got to be a somebody.
So we want to close up the Washington.
That's the loophole. Don't forget, they got to be a somebody. Because if it's two nobodies, it probably won't even count. They'd be like, man, just put that as a John Doe, and sweep it under the carpet, and let's talk paperwork and let's keep it moving. You all know how they do us for real, and they might be the ones doing us in. And since they turned it all federal, in that when kids and stuff start disappearing, but we're gonna get back to that. Let's get back to this.
So we want to close up the Washington buildings, sell the buildings off, let somebody else get rich with the real estate, because it'll be a crime-free city. By the way, speaking of that, anybody murders something in the Capitol.
Something? What?
Capital punishment.
Change it up.
Capital punishment.
You gotta murder something.
If somebody kills somebody.
Okay.
In the Capitol.
You gotta be a somebody.
Washington, D.C.
That's the main thing.
We're going to be seeking the death penalty.
If this is somebody.
And it's a very strong preventative.
He probably worded it like that.
And everybody that's heard it agrees with it.
Yeah. Because they know
I don't know if we're ready for it in this country. But where you have it, it is, we have no choice. So in D.C. and Washington, states are going to have to make their own decision. But if somebody kills somebody, like you could have been killed, very lucky you didn't get killed, it's the death penalty. Okay?
That's some heavy duty way of putting it. He is not joking, y'all. So, what y'all think about that? And
Tonight, protesters on the street.
Hold on. Damn. Okay. Should we start it from the top? Let's start from the top. Let me go in the studio. Go to the studio and get Shabaka. There you go. There he is, Shabaka.
UACs that you receive from the green light. Reruns of rage screaming into the limelight. Banned from debates, now you're barking on streams. Selling gold sneakers, chasing ghost dreams. Truth on the ropes, but your last way fed. You lost in court more than you ever did. What's that brick wall? The choir while your base gets bored. You turn the flag to a merch reward. Stay tough guy, but you
Where'd that come from? That brick
like
wall.
a king, but you lost arenas. You said I built this, but it crumbled fast. Now your tower's shade from
Is that yours? Oh, we got Shabaka Change Chorus, Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced Online for the Black Revolutionary Block Party. We just start from the top. I've been here for a minute. Say, well, I know ain't nobody gonna come in here until 9 though. Well, let me look at this. Hold on. What we got here? Layout. How you get a brick wall? Or is that yours or mine? Oh, okay. I like that. Tight. All right. Let's see if I can. Let's see. Yeah. Oh, we get it on. The videos got them. Yeah. Yep, I got all the videos with the topics. As a matter of fact, let me come around to matter of fact, let me tell you and the people. Yep, you're right. Might as well. Let's see, it's Saturday, September the 6th, and just about 7 o'clock. That's a good time. Always 7. What was I gonna say? Oh, covering Trump, Trump covering war in the war ships that were surrounded in the in the Middle East. The U.S. warships were surrounded up there, so we're gonna cover that. And oh yeah, that the guy that killed the 11-year-old Ding Dong was the Ding Dong pranker, Ding Dong Ditch pranker. Yeah, so that Ding Dong Ditch pranker, we'll cover that, and a couple of things. Yeah. Well. In the 60s and 70s, they were poisoning towns like St. Louis. They're predominantly black. Spraying the streets with a chemical that gave people bronchitis, gave people asthma and cancer. Yeah, and I got a piece of video on that. But I used to see them trucks when I was a kid, and we used to hold our breath and run through that because it'd be like invisible. And then I had the breathing problems back then too. I didn't even know they was poisoning us, but to us, we and they could have told us too. Say, hey, don't be running through that, Yeah, what it was, it would fog up the whole street where you can't see nothing. You know what I mean? And try to put your T-shirt over your face and run through it because you be like invisible. You know, we're scared.
Yeah, and then I remember one summer in Chicago, they was spraying it around saying to kill the mosquitoes.
Right, that's what they said, kill the mosquitoes. So yeah, I'm gonna cover that. Yeah. And oh yeah, let's jam this for right now though. Got Earl. I think it's indigenous. Earl, Tupac. This is the Eminem track. I don't own any rights to this. I mean, this joint jam. I be freestyling my ass off on this joint. The evil and finally bring peace to our evil. The revolution will not be televised, talked about, or prophesied. Oh yeah. Let me see if I can get that brick wall there. Since you got the brick wall on there. What else in here? Oh, that's the prophesied. Hey. Excuse me. You gotta put my sign up. Turn that up before we start. Get a groove on. Gotta keep my groove on for the shoot. Look, turn that joint up. Moment of speech.
Fresh, not yet, stand catch. You and Red Box got me another than Red Bandit. Sitting on the rooftop, smoking, getting high, while these other niggas barely getting by on the west side. Change the lights into the west take over. Alcoholic coma, I'm tired remain sober. I need a clear head, looking at the consequence. I can't comprehend how it ain't like this. Niggas getting rich over bullshit. No computer, they wanna label it as music. Use it to deceive, to subject to me. They in the street, can't try to check who I be. I can never let them leave. Put their best on my chest and be ready to show them that they can be, that they're coming from my shit. Light them up like a living. Niggas didn't think they would be God in the trench, but they do when they run up. I'ma put my gun up. Fuck in the death, it's the beginning of my come up. I'm a motherfucking proof of mine. I get learned. To me, it's time they can use it.
You gotta let the intro get on. Take it on with the intro first. Put the brick wall in. I see. Let me move it back a little bit. Thank you for letting me know. Yeah, I got it jamming in this place. Let me turn it down a little bit. Turn it down for the people on the StreamYard. We got a Simulcast, StreamYard, and my favorite channel, y'all. So, as soon as we get finished with y'all, we're going over to the other channels. But before we do that, let's do this. Oh, okay, here we go, Shabaka.
Next week will mark the end of President Trump's crime emergency in the district. However, the National Guard troops deployed to assist with the president's mission may remain in the city for a few more months.
That development comes as DC's mayor is pushing back on criticism over her comments regarding the federal surge. News 4's Megan McGrath is live on the National Mall with the latest. Megan?
Well, good morning. Let's start with the National Guard because it looks like the deployment of the DC National Guard to patrol city streets will continue into December. Now, an official with the National Guard tells the Associated Press that orders have been extended, an indication that the 950 DC National Guard soldiers will not be sent home in the near future.
Aha, y'all heard that? You hear that, Shabaka?
Look at the last comment in the chat.
Oh, well, you can read it. I don't bother with the chats while I'm doing this. But they're saying that they're not, well, I just don't have time because I got the other device going at the same time. But they're saying that they're not going to take the National Guard back right away. Even though
Right, because he's turning America into a police state.
Okay, let me play it back one more time because it's got an extension for them, but I think for the federal, they're going to have a pullback. Let me play it again.
To assist with the president's mission.
So I won't give no bad info.
Next week will mark the end of President Trump's crime emergency in the district. However, the National Guard troops.
Okay, next week ends his national crime emergency. Next week. Okay. Let's see.
Deployed to assist with the president's mission may remain in the city for a few more months.
That development comes as DC's mayor is pushing back on criticism.
Well, you missed it. Hold on.
However, the National Guard troops deployed to assist with the president's mission may remain in the city for a few more months.
That development comes as DC's mayor is pushing back on criticism over her comments regarding the federal surge. News 4's Megan McGrath is live on the National Mall with the latest. Megan?
That's bad.
Well, good morning. Let's start with the National Guard because it looks like the deployment of the DC National Guard to patrol city streets will continue into December. Now, an official with the National Guard tells the Associated Press that orders have been extended, an indication that the 950 DC National Guard soldiers will not be sent home in the near future. Now, as for the federal oversight of the DC Police Department, an extension of the crime emergency declaration would have to be approved by Congress, and that has not happened. Now, during a press conference Wednesday, the mayor clarified comments she made last week regarding the federal law enforcement surge and the crime emergency declaration. She says her comments were misinterpreted. She says that the crime emergency needs to end, and she shares residents' concerns about the president's threats to take over the city completely.
I want the message to be clear to the Congress. We don't need a presidential emergency. People who, like me, see protecting home rule and our autonomy as our North Star.
Yeah, this might be good, just you and me.
Now, it's important to note that the president does have the authority to continue that federal law enforcement surge as well as the deployment of the National Guard. However, he needs congressional approval to continue oversight of the DC Police Department. That has not happened as of yet. So unless something changes, that's due to expire on September the 10th. Back to you.
Megan McGrath, thank you so much.
Okay, I was switching things around, but she said...
If you hate cleaning the toilet, you'll regret skipping this video. Okay, so my son...
Federal agents arrested nearly 500 people during an immigration raid in Georgia earlier this week. Homeland Security officials called...
So I pause her. And so what do you think about that, Shabaka?
Well, like I said, you know, Trump is creating a police state. And it is what it is, man. And looks like it's going to spiral out of control. Feel that?
Yeah, yeah.
See. So that's what Trump is doing. See, really, man, what this dude is doing is that he's playing destiny to get martial law.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
But he needs an excuse. See?
Yeah.
Yeah, he needs an excuse. So I think what this dude is doing, man, is that he's setting the stage. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right. Oh, okay. And moving right along. Hold on. Damn. Well, I gotta check the perimeter.
the largest single-site enforcement operation in the agency's history.
Turn the big speaker down. I would just go with this. Because otherwise it's take up.
Agents arrested nearly 500 people during an immigration raid in Georgia earlier this week. Homeland Security officials called it the largest single-site enforcement operation in the agency's history. It happened at a Hyundai electrical vehicle manufacturing plant in Ellabelle, about 25 miles west of Savannah. Most of those detained were South Korean nationals. It is the latest in a string of workplace raids by the Trump administration as part of the president's mass deportation push. Skylar Henry has more.
Video filmed inside the plant shows armed Homeland Security agents executing a search warrant Thursday.
We need construction to cease immediately. We need all work to end on the site right now.
Officers can be seen outside, rounding up hundreds of workers in yellow vests. Nearly 500 people were arrested. The majority were South Korean nationals. U.S. officials said all had either entered the country illegally, overstayed their visas, or were not authorized to work. Stephen Trank is the special agent in charge.
Together, we are sending a clear and unequivocal message that those who exploit our workforce, undermine our economy, and violate federal laws will be held accountable.
The massive $7.6 billion battery plant, a joint venture between South Korean companies LG and Hyundai, covers nearly 3,000 acres. It is the largest economic project in Georgia's history.
On behalf of all Georgians, I want to thank you.
3 years ago, Governor Brian Kemp welcomed its opening. Authorities allege the plant had been under investigation for what it said were illegal practices for months.
There's helicopters, Humvees, Georgia State Police.
Production supervisor Casey Deacon was at the facility when the raid took place.
I would assume they would continue, production. However, with that significant loss with personnel, I don't know how they're going to go forward.
Hyundai and LG said that they are cooperating with law enforcement. All of this comes just a week after the South Korean president met with President Trump at the White House to talk about trade and tariffs. The Korean president pledged $150 billion by Korean companies to the U.S., and that includes $26 billion by Hyundai. For CBS Saturday Morning, I'm Skyler Henry in Ellabelle, Georgia.
Don't buy a vacuum sealer before watching this. If you are thinking of buying one of these old-fashioned bulky vacuum sealers, you need to see this. Look in your fridge right now. That food you're planning to eat, it's already rotting. The average family throws away over $1,500.
President Trump holding his 7th cabinet meeting of his second term yesterday.
One thing they did say that was true, though, was that food that they putting out now is poison. Yeah. It's deadly. It's like, man, you got to be careful what you eat, because I'm eating them a fruit, organic. I mean, like that, no, what do you call it? HMOs? Yeah, GMOs with all that not artificial junk. You got to have seeds in it. You know what I mean? Have some real. Mm-hmm.
Watermelon, I cut it down to see if it's got black seeds in it.
Yeah, black seeds in the watermelon. Yeah, I'm getting some black watermelon. Well, actually, I got the, oh shit, sorry. I got the seeds from the, what do you call it? Where they got the organic seeds, So I'm gonna start growing them things right away. ASAP, Yeah. So, but yeah, and then where's Brother Joe? Because he was saying that Trump was talking about maybe I didn't. Well, anyway, I ain't gonna say he thought anything. I'll wait till you get on here. But Trump said.
I'm about to spend money.
Okay, Trump said anybody that's anybody that kill anybody. No, he said if somebody kills somebody in the nation's capital, they get the death penalty. Because I thought about it, I said, loophole there, loophole, you got to be a somebody. And I'm a nobody, so I guess it wouldn't matter. But if you kill somebody, if two nobodies kill somebody, no, actually now two nobodies kill somebody. Now that's double death. They be like, so you get death penalty plus 200 years. That means if you come back from death, from the afterlife, you get they're gonna charge you with escape, attempting to escape. I heard a comedian say.
Man, I'm telling you, this stuff is getting more and more ridiculous every day, man.
He called for the return of the death penalty in the nation's capital. This is DC sees its first homicide in nearly 2 weeks.
Lucas Tomlinson live in DC with the details. Hey, look.
Wait a minute. Oh, somebody coming in. Hold on. Let me get my volume right first, though.
Well, good early morning, Ashley and Todd. That shooting took place early Tuesday morning after midnight when an adult male was found unconscious but breathing in Anacostia off Minnesota Avenue in Southeast D.C. He later died in the hospital, marking D.C.'s first homicide in nearly 2 weeks, bringing the total to 102 for the year. D.C. has a higher murder rate than Chicago, and during yesterday's marathon cabinet meeting that stretched for more than 3 hours, guys, President Trump said he wants to bring back the death penalty for anyone convicted.
Now, this is what we were talking about. I was just mentioning you, brother. Yeah, I sure was just mentioning. But then I said, let me hold my comment until you get here. Now, Trump did say, oh yeah, let me introduce everybody to the people that's locked in here with me in the dungeon. No, in the Black Revolution, at the block party. We're at the block party. We're at the cookout. Anyway, Black Joe and brother Shabaka Shankori, Shabaka's Black Experience in Hands. Now, Trump said that he was going to give death penalty to foreigners if they kill an American citizen or law enforcement officer. But he also said anybody. He said, no, actually he said somebody. So I got it right here, and I'm just going to play it. So I said, I had that one lined up for later. I said, I was hoping you'd be on here when I play it. Because this means anybody in the nation capital. You know, them YNs out there, they better be aware. Okay, it's the I-49242.
Murder rate than Chicago, and during yesterday's marathon cabinet meeting that stretched for more than 3 hours, guys, President Trump says he wants to bring back the death penalty for anyone convicted of murder in the nation's capital.
If somebody kills somebody in the Capitol, Washington, D.C., we're going to be seeking the death penalty. And it's a very strong preventative. And everybody that's heard it agrees with it. I don't know if we're ready for it in this country, but where you have it, it is, we have no choice.
The White House says there's been over 1,000 arrests this month since President Trump ordered those reinforcements to help D.C.'s police force, which is 800 cops short. Here's Janine Pirro, the U.S. Attorney for D.C. on the...
Well, out of his own mouth, there you go. He calling for the death penalty for anybody. Well, I think the key word is somebody. You gotta be a somebody. I'm like, you gotta be nobody.
President Trump holding his seventh cabinet meeting of his second term yesterday, where he called for the return of the death penalty in the nation's capital. This is D.C. sees its first homicide in nearly 2 weeks.
Lucas Tomlinson in D.C. with the details. Hey, Lucas.
Well, good early morning, Ashley and Todd. That shooting took place early Tuesday morning after midnight when an adult male was found unconscious but breathing in Anacostia off Minnesota Avenue in southeast D.C. He later died in the hospital, marking D.C.'s first homicide in nearly 2 weeks, bringing the total to 102 for the year. D.C. has a higher murder rate than Chicago, and during yesterday's marathon cabinet meeting that stretched for more than 3 hours, guys, President Trump says he wants to bring back the death penalty for anyone convicted of murder in the nation's capital.
If somebody kills somebody in the Capitol, Washington, D.C., we're going to be seeking the death penalty.
That's it right there. Oh. So how's everything going, y'all? What's happening? Hey, and you say it's a pleasant 1,000 degrees down there in Sin City?
You ain't Caesar, you're a sequel, no one wanted the green light. Reruns of rage screaming into the limelight. Banned from debates, now you're blocking all streams. Selling gold sneakers, chasing gold streams.
You know, we at the block party. Like, yo, turn the music down because I'm trying to get some of these barbecue chickens wings over here. They can't hear me. They say, well, that's too bad because speak up. Tell Rick, you tell Rick to speak up there. You better point. The band ain't turning down. You got these big ass speakers over here. And we like this.
Starting to crack. You ain't no line, just a mask in a cage. Playing God while the world is the page. No rules. Just so is now where you once screamed loud. Protest signs over red, white, blue. No justice, fun, or what you do. The idol cracked and the walls fell through. The myth is gone and the joke's on you. You play mortal while the victims speak, but history me don't bend to a billionaire's tweet. Georgia heat in the courtroom rises, the footage rolls, no place to hide. You rewrote truth with a magic pen. Now your followers ask, where you been? AI won't save with your mouth exposed. Even your clothes got canceled shows. You built walls when the people climbed. You stole time, else pay that time. Flood the chaos, spark the flame. Now America chants a different name. You can't pivot from the facts you fear. The past is here and it's crystal clear. No one buys the thing, you play the game. Now the house cash is there. You ain't no life, just a man in a cage. Play my house on the world, the page. No house, no sword, no lawyer, better hold your silence now. Where you once screamed loud. Protest signs over red, white, and blue. No justice, fun, what you do. The idol crack and the walls fell through. The myth is gone and the joke's on you. 2025, not to come back off. More like the last scene in the house gone dark. You said witch hunt, but the proof's too loud. You were never the storm, just a passive cloud. From hush fields to boxes and basements, from rally crimes to legal engagements. Every chess piece now turned on a kid. It's the revenge. It's the reckoning. You wanted loyalty, but fear don't last. Now even
Hey, check this out. What is what they do like Tupac? I can't sleep tonight. When I was in the end, my arm, baby, got to hold you tight.
And the people clap. You ain't alive, just a mask in a cage. Playing God while the world is a page. No throne, no sword, no loyal crowd. Just silence now where you once screamed loud. Protest signs over red, white, blue. No justice, fun, or what you do.
Oh, y'all gonna love this one. Check this out. Let's get this out, y'all.
Remember we
my face when I first by no grave. We have so many souls for dumb shit. Return the twice. Got a brother locked up for life. I can barely look his sign in the eyes. It's when I see him. I have the vision to perfect that you will never beat him. There's so much pain that we have to face. But I know you've been waiting for me at the gates with a bottle of phone keys surrounded by OGs and pimps and dungarees for keeping it low key. Yo, mama told me that we taste like this, not yet a father. But hope that I can raise my kids to be a better man. I try to deal a better hand, then up and down, then I'm hoping you can understand. The times in this wicked and they're ever changing, but my block stays the same.
You ain't alive, just a mask in a cage. Playing God while the world is a page. No throne, no sword, no loyal crowd. Just silence now where you once screamed loud. Protest signs over red, white, blue. No justice, fun.
Here we go. Right in the hook.
The idol crack and the walls fell through.
All right, turn it down.
This gone
That's why I
and the
didn't slow
joke's
it
on
down.
you.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold up, y'all.
Running through this bucket to rock. Coming on his head. Keeping the same. I cannot blame a nigga. Taking his revenge for the dead homie. But not going out and the light is gonna get it on. When it began, let us puncture evil. Flying with peace in my evil. I'm trying to kick you my hands straight. She's get up, but I'm always staying straight. The gun, black water, blowing up smoke for the homies. Take it up. This is for the beams in the sheets where the sheets goes. Your niggas raising it the same way that we rose. So in my heat,
Right, y'all know I'm gonna hit it all the way up and down.
up in the club, white, and I'm getting head to some bad pictures. Up and down the house. They just wanna serve a nigga.
Some will be when I can shake up a early nigga. Fresh, not yet standing. You that red bandit sitting on the rooftop smoking, getting high while these other niggas barely getting by on the right side. And the joke's on you. Change the lights into the West Take over. Alcoholics know much of time remains sober. I need it clean. Looking at the pulse and rest, I can't comprehend. Get down and get it on. Break it down.
Okay, I put it over here with the speakers now. Let me know if I got to turn it down, spot. Right at the hook. We got to do it at the hook. Watch it.
Get dirty. Stick to me, you die, nigga. You
Brother down, what about can coming home tonight? Just say goodbye to the next day life. Check this out. Plus them out for the homies that ain't here no more. Don't forget to give $1 to the post. Oh, like Superman, you're my kryptonite. Just can't sleep at night without you in my arms. Gotta hold you tight. Black power. And back to what we were doing. Okay. Sorry about that. I had a relapse.
Next week will mark the end of President Trump's crime.
Oh, you hear about that, Joe? Next week ends the crime emergency, but he's going to keep the National Guard on hand for a little while. You heard that?
Yeah, a police state. Hey, I feel however Negroes feel about it.
Well, in that case, here we go. This is what the people are saying. Let's see. I got a picture of that.
So we want to close up the Washington.
Okay, Chicago.
Coffee is my new favorite sport. Crafted with powerful bioenzymes, these pods not only get tough stains out, but they also leave your clothes smelling like a high-end boutique. Their pods are in...
Tonight, protesters on the streets of Chicago demanding President Trump not deploy federal forces to fight crime in the Windy City. And the city's Democratic mayor ordering Chicago police not to cooperate with the feds.
No federal troops in the city of Chicago.
NBC's Adrian Broadus speaking to protesters.
The message for President Trump?
Stay out of Chicago. We don't need you here. We don't want you here.
President Trump has repeatedly floated the prospect of sending in the National Guard to crack down on crime in Chicago after deploying the Guard to Washington, D.C. But Illinois' Democratic governor slamming the...
Joe, that's extremely dangerous.
What's that?
To ask freedom there because see, he's going to use that as a gang to go up there and start killing all black people. Not saying that they're not needed. They're not saying that they're
Right.
It's ridiculous.
What are you saying?
It's just as an excuse because you got to remember this stuff is chess, not checkers.
Well, the mayor is boycotting it.
Continue with the kids on the streets with switches and killing innocent civilians.
The mayor is boycotting.
I'm on this side. If they do want to learn, I'm on this side.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, it's very.
She'll move.
We don't want troops on the streets of American cities. That's an American.
The governor noting murders are down 32% in Chicago this year, though this weekend at least 53 people were shot and 7.
So these civil mothers, a lot of the men too, don't want the feds to come in and clean this up, right? But You have cases in Atlanta, Georgia, where you had 3 boys finna break into that man's house early. He shot and killed all 3 of them, and the parents are outraged because shoot them and try to sue that man. You can't have it both ways, man. So that's why I ain't got too much to say about it.
Oh well, let's let it play. Let it play for a minute.
Right to defend himself, and if they try to sue him, man, that case is gonna be thrown out of court.
Well, this not my opinion on it. This just opinion.
These children can't have it. Can't have it to where you want to sue a man, kill a man because he defended himself. Children were probably gonna to his house, but then you want to scream fire when the feds come. Like it's what, right? No, don't let them run them up, man. Somebody come in here and try to break into something of mine, man. I'm giving them up. See what I'm saying? So I see it.
Oh no, they show both. They're showing both sides. Now check it out. This on this video is showing different people who have different ways of thinking about it though.
I had to pull my gun on a 15-year-old that came in my house and wouldn't get out. I wouldn't get out of my house. And he looked at me. I grabbed my gun, cocked my gun, punched him. He took off my dirt. His mother did 10 years in prison. This boy exactly a year to call her people, try to have her people come out here to shoot me.
Boy.
So I ain't got no opinion about it. This guy's trying to get back and to kill a 15-year-old. Without this in LA.
Hey. Okay, now that
People were killed in Chicago, leading one Democratic alderman to conclude federal help is needed.
I had 2 teenagers shot in my community this weekend alone. So
immigration crap. Now here's welfare system. When you started taking a father out of the home, see what I'm saying? That's where the breakdown in the discipline had lied. Had created this type of activity.
Now this is just. Now I'll play these because this is just different cities. Now this one here is Chicago, but I got Baltimore.
I hear my Democratic colleagues tell me, don't worry, crime is down, Trump stay home in Washington. I have a real hard time accepting that.
It comes as 2 federal law enforcement officials tell NBC News that ICE, Border Patrol, and other federal agencies do plan to scale up arrests of undocumented immigrants beginning this week in Chicago, a sanctuary city that does not cooperate with ICE.
We will continue to go after the worst of the worst across the country, like President Trump has told us.
All as a federal judge dealt a legal blow to the Trump administration, blocking flights deporting unaccompanied minors who came to the U.S. illegally from Guatemala back home. The judge criticizing those flights for being scheduled in the, quote, wee hours of the morning. The Trump administration arguing they were reuniting families at the suggestion of the Guatemalan government.
We thank you for watching, and remember,
That's right. Let's see.
Enhanced collaboration. That's kind of how Governor Westmore described reinstating the partnership between Baltimore.
Baltimore a little bit more hardcore than Chicago. But then again, I ain't been to Chicago in a minute. But I've been to Baltimore. So.
Police Department and then Maryland state law enforcement agencies, and all of this coming right on the heels of those exchanges we saw between Governor Westmore as well as President Donald Trump. Coming together at the local,
we do not need occupiers,
and state levels.
Our administration first came on board, and we said that we were going to take an all-of-the-above approach to public safety, that you were never going to militarize your way into safe streets.
On Friday evening, Governor Westmore and Mayor Brandon Scott walked through the streets of Baltimore's Park Heights neighborhood, the same neighborhood Mayor Scott grew up in.
none of us are celebrating and saying that we've solved gun violence. But what we are saying is that we, as a collective, have us in the best position that we have been in 50 years.
On Friday, the governor announced he's bringing back the partnership
All we
between
got, all we
BPD,
need.
Maryland State
Y'all hear me?
Police, and the Maryland Transportation Authority
In other
Police.
words, the
We
people
intend to
can
go out and provide the service
watch over
that
their
you
own
need
thing.
to feel safe and enhance the safety you already feel.
The announcement and community walk following 7 Baltimore City homicides, 3 of which happened in Park Heights in the month of August. That's the fewest number of homicides in August in years, according to BPD. And it follows exchanges between President Donald Trump and the governor regarding the safety of the city. Baltimore City resident Kenny Ebron criticized the governor, saying he only came for a photo op.
They are fake. This is photo op. It's not real.
How
But
about-
till Trump said something about Baltimore, then that's when all of that kicks off. And he talking about Trump walk with me in Baltimore. He don't even walk in Baltimore.
Nothing we are doing is inspired by the president. The president does not inspire us.
Oh.
Now, I did reach out to the Baltimore City GOP Central Committee, Dennis Betzel from there. He gave us this statement saying, quote, "It's good to see the governor finally on the streets of Baltimore, even if it took cameras to bring him here," end quote. Live outside of BPD headquarters, I'm Tori Yorgi, WBAL TV 11 News.
Okay, y'all. So far, that's Chicago. They protesting it, and Baltimore is protesting it. I'm sure DC is. But hey, that's the consensus of the people. Any comments?
Yeah. As I was saying in the chat, responding to Brother Joe, that's what it is, man. We have to rebuild the black family unit, meaning getting a father in the home, because see, a lot of these young criminals only have female headed households. Number one. And of course, if she's up here laying up with 2 or 3 different guys and have all these negative influences, these toxic Negroes in the household, that's contributing to the crime problem as well, too. Also, too, another thing is we have to be self-sufficient of building up our own black businesses and teaching these young men some trades, some skills, some vocations. You see what I mean?
The thing that you have to get past first, that you will not get past, is this 4th wave feminist movement.
Exactly.
You can't tell them anything about their kangs, their son husbands. You can't tell them anything. And like I say, I go back to that Georgia shooting. The mother of these boys literally are trying to sue that man that defended himself and they had guns. These women are saying he didn't have to shoot them. Understand that women, that a single mother can have a son and a daughter. She'll raise that son to open doors, never hit a woman, basically be a doormat for her. But she'll raise that little girl in the fashion of, you better get that money, don't let no man do this, don't let no man do that. That. See, and that's where the problem arises. When you go back and tell these women, hey, your child out here, your daughter getting in out of court. My daughter ain't, my son ain't. Don't you make your children stay in your place. So you gotta, like, literally start a black woman's business. And until the reset get here, man, it ain't much you can do except for sit on these shoulders and talk. Because once again, this is mainly coming out of single mother households. That's an undeniable fact.
Oh, yes, sir. You're absolutely correct. You see, now, what started this here, in my opinion, and correct me if I'm wrong and give me some feedback. Okay, turning back the hands of time in my mind. Okay, in the late 1960s, when you had the Black Empowerment era, right? Then you had that Gloria Steinem feminist movement bullshit.
Oh, please don't cuss on here, brother. Shabaka, don't cuss, please.
26.
No.
The sister was telling me.
Wait a minute, hold on.
That,
Can you hear me?
women's liberation movement did not.
Okay. Keep going, but no cussing.
We all know is that black women pretty much had a lot of power.
No cussing, Shabaka, no cussing, brother. All right, black power. All right, come on back. All right, keep it going. Keep it going.
And what had happened is that when grandma was in the house, she kept the family together.
Yes, sir.
You see what I mean?
Yeah.
You see, this is what I've noticed coming up in a household. single mother, 2 boys, different fathers, and pretty much the matriarchy ran my family, okay? Sitting back, watching this, listening to these women pass down the indoctrination of a man can't be around me unless he's giving me his whole check. Now, I'm not saying that a woman can't get there, right? I'm not never saying that she can't, but you got to understand the kind of man that they attract that's willing to do that. Which just tears the house up. Any man that's willing to come into a household of an unsavory woman and give his whole check is also an unsavory man. That's just how it goes. You have to understand that. Like I always say, I'm 42, man. I was born in '83, so girls my age have children in their 20s. So this indoctrination will have been passed down. You got to understand.
Enhanced collaboration. That's kind of how it goes.
Children in the 80s smoked crack and had men smoking crack around their children.
Right, and plus that you had a lot of the sisters who were pregnant who were smoking a crack as well too. So therefore, this has an adverse effect on when that child is born, as what they would call the
I watched my brother's baby mother lay her children around the foot of her bed, and this is when they stayed with me. My brother, they had broke up. She had a man over who she called their uncle and had sex with him on the bed with the kids laying around the bed. So when I tell you, her youngest daughter, she called her a lesbian, a dyke for no reason, and she grew up to be a stripper lesbian dyke. Indoctrination, man. Everything I typically talk about, it isn't internet saying. A lot of stuff I've literally experienced, and that's why I'm able to speak on it.
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely, yeah, without a doubt. And then when Reagan was the president, who used to be the former governor of California, right? When that crack epidemic, man, hit South Central, and then they went out there with these raids, these drug raids, and then Maxine Waters, wait a minute. Yeah, Maxine Waters and another congressman from South Central, they put in there to open up a federal investigation to it. But guess who shut down the investigation? Janet Real, who was Bill Clinton's attorney general. I kid you not.
Okay.
Will still stand 10 toes down and say, President LBJ, ALBC society programs, to the English like that part. We look at the ground that LBJ laid that has in this disarray to this day, because when he laid that groundwork, it came feminism and it came oppression. I got some trash. 37 million men have been killed in war since since the first World War. Like 67 million abortions, 20 million have been black babies. So there have been 3 times as many babies aborted that have died, that men have died in war since the first World War.
Wow.
Sexual liberation, my body, my choice. And I'm gonna break a topic real quick. That I was arguing me illegals at first about that black girl in Georgia that they just found thrown off a bridge and murdered, right?
Oh, okay. I was just getting ready to come to her. Yep.
What are we talking about? We're talking about the 4th wave feminism, the my body, my choice era. The don't judge me. The none of that. She lied to her parents about where she was going the whole time. She was selling tail on the internet, and she went to meet up with this guy. She was selling tail, and that's how she ended up losing her life. So stand like her body, her choice.
Now check this out. I don't know. Now check this out. I don't know if this is the same one, but I was actually that's confirmation. But that's confirmation that because you was talking about it just before I was getting ready to play it.
A legendary cast iron skillet straight from Iwate Prefecture, Japan. 100% pure iron.
Yeah.
Landscaping company. Police used surveillance video and cell phone tracking to build their case. This suspect is now being held without bail. And a warning, some of the details you're about to hear are disturbing.
This is a good young woman who
wanted to do good for her community.
A heartbreaking end to the search for 19-year-old Dakara Thompson. Her family desperately looked for answers for weeks.
I want my baby back. I just simply want.
Police found Thompson's body on Route 50 near Interstate 97 in the Annapolis area. According to charging documents WJZ Investigates obtained, the suspect, 35-year-old Hugo Hernandez Mendez, threw her body off a highway bridge into the South River. She had skull and facial fractures. Her family identified her through tattoos.
At this time, there are no additional suspects. However, this investigation is ongoing.
Thompson, who lived with her dad, disappeared.
Hold on, Shabaka. Wait a minute. Let the people know what's up.
Her family identified her through tattoos.
At this time, there are no additional suspects. However, this investigation is ongoing.
Thompson, who lived with her dad, disappeared after going out to get gas. She sent him this text.
I should be back soon. I love you too, big man.
The 19-year-old is seen on surveillance video leaving her SUV behind in Hyattsville. According to charging documents, she approached the suspect's GMC Yukon and after approximately a minute of conversing, walks over to the passenger side of the vehicle and gets into the passenger front seat. Police say they drove to his house in Bowie and believe he killed her in his bedroom. A roommate reports hearing the defendant having sex and then a grunting noise, which made it believe that someone wasn't enjoying the sex. After executing a search warrant, police found what they believed to be the victim's blood and missing fingernail, along with hair and other evidence in the bedroom and in the trash, along with multiple pairs of women's underwear and lingerie. Hernandez Mendez agreed to an interview, telling detectives he went to a nightclub to meet his ex-girlfriend, but never did. When detectives questioned further, the defendant denied any involvement. Prince George's officials say Hernandez Mendez was in the United States illegally. U.S. Park Police arrested him for a DUI 5 months ago, but let him go.
The U.S. Government has made status of individuals relevant. This was someone who was in their custody, and they made the decision to release him. So I think the questions should be asked of the Justice Department.
And ICE has now issued a detainer for the suspect. Now, the victim worked for a nonprofit that was one of Governor Moore's initiatives, and the governor tonight is calling her a bright light, and he is promising accountability for anyone responsible for her murder. We're live in your corner in Anne Arundel County. Mike Halgren, WJZ.
Yeah. But you see it. You see the bags of drugs all over the boat. And they were hit. Obviously, they won't be doing it again. And I think a lot of other people won't be doing it again when they watch that tape.
So you have.
Before we jump into that, even though, okay, she was a hooker or whatever, but he still killed her. That's the same. And, I mean, like an illegal immigrant, maybe he didn't want his DNA, or maybe he didn't want the word get out, maybe they had to dispute. Maybe they had to dispute, but whatever happened, he's still not supposed to murder her. You know, that's the bottom line. Yeah. So anyway,
I'll give what you said. I just want to say this real quick. This is something that I've been dealing with, in particular, the last 7 months, dealing with social networking and the internet. What the internet has been doing, it has been hiding what these women have been doing that's been causing them to bring these actions upon themselves. So this is what makes them get off with going online and saying stuff like black men don't protect us, yet protect themselves.
Well, I mean, she got in the car with him and rode off with him, yeah.
Excerpt from Headline News. Do a little more research, and you will understand that she arranged to sell that man some nookie, and it went wrong somewhere.
Yeah.
She lied to her people through that text message.
And that's a good lesson to be learned right there, because that's something that's been happening for eons. These hookers been getting killed by John.
It's the equivalent of that black woman in Georgia that said she was kidnapped on the side of the highway. Remember?
The hookers been getting killed by these tricks for a long time.
Somebody kidnapped her, and the whole time that she had stayed to kidnap him because her boyfriend had left her or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
Like this has been going on. This is not women. Women don't do this.
Right.
You gotta differentiate
You're right about that.
Men don't do what that male did to that female.
Right.
That was a man doing to a female. That wasn't a man, a woman over there. That was two basically savages, man.
Yeah.
Like, keep it 100.
Yeah.
You can't continue to put your life on the line for one house. You can't continue to put your life, your sanctity, and your family on the line for people who are out here crashing out. It is not your responsibility to protect people from themselves.
Exactly. You see what I mean?
I'm sorry, bro. And it could have been prevented. It could have been prevented if the previous administration didn't let over 20 million illegal immigrants in here with all kind of housing and funding. So you got to put the angle where it's supposed to be.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
You get no argument from me, brother. There's no argument with undisputed truth.
Filled with people, 11 people.
Welfare system, man, let me see, 60 years, 3 generations ago.
What that indicates and what it means that the U.S. just blew it up in international waters.
It was pure murder. It was pure premeditated murder. It was 11 people in a go-fest.
26 years old, man. When I'm going to the bank, I need this. And I say, young lady, you're going to have to go ask your father. You're going to have to go ask your husband, but I'm going to need you to step off for me.
It's the boldness. It's the boldness. Like if you meet these people with the 7 years a bad guy.
Yeah, exactly. You see what I'm saying? So I said, hey, you have not. And I got my vehicle and drove off. You know what I'm saying?
Indeed. So when I say a lot of these cases, you need to do a little more research into before you jump the gun. Because before I found that out, I was like, freaking the illegals killed the sister, whoop. And then I got the inside information, and she came from a good family. So this is people trying to keep up with the Joneses as well. And once again, with fourth wave feminism, don't judge me by what I do, my body count, who I sleep with, another day. You don't like to say anything about that.
Different morals.
When things like this happen, I don't say anything about it.
Yeah. And then the cold part about it is always remember this, man. And I just learned this about a year ago. It takes 6 guys to carry a man to his grave, but it only takes 1 woman to put him there.
Speaking of which, let me play this. Hold up.
And then while Black Lightning is getting that there, I just want to emphasize this is why it's very, very important for us to start homeschooling our children and get our children up out of these public indoctrination centers. Now look at this crazy so-and-so, man, that you had up there. What's that there? Minneapolis, where he went and shot and killed all the kids, man, and this dude got a 5-o'clock shadow on all this old type of business. But OG, let's still only work if we have cooperation from the women and we not.
Hey, y'all. Hey, hold on for a second. This is what we got right here. You got it right? This is what we got.
Watch as a woman driving this red Mustang plows into her bicycle-riding boyfriend on purpose, police say. You can see the man bounce off the hood over the roof several times before landing face down on the pavement. Few other bikers come to the man's aid. He eventually starts running away, but then stumbles to the ground. The homeowner's surveillance camera captured the horrifying video in this Phoenix.
He trying to make sure he didn't get run over again. That's why he got out of the streets and shit. She might make a U-turn, come back and get free out.
Watch as the woman driving this red Mustang plows into her bicycle-riding boyfriend on purpose, police say. You can see the man bounce off the hood over the roof and flips several times before landing face down on the pavement. Few other bikers come to the man's aid. He eventually starts running away, but then stumbles to the ground. A homeowner's surveillance camera captured the horrifying video in the Phoenix, Arizona neighborhood. According to police documents, this woman, 44-year-old Misty Wilkie, was allegedly arguing with her lover in the park after learning he was HIV positive. She claims the man pulled out a pocket knife on her. After the crash, Wilkie reported police from home to say she didn't mean to hit the man. She said she was angry. Not realizing she hit someone until he bounced off her car published for Florida State.
Only because
He was arrested.
He told him he had HIV, and this is what happened. Hey, this is the reply for honey. I got good news and I got bad news. The good news is the bike's running fine. Now the bad news, oh my God,
Phoenix, our neighborhood. According to police documents, this woman, 44-year-old Misty Wilkie, was allegedly arguing with her lover in a car, learning he was HIV positive. She claims the man pulled out a pocket knife on her. After the crash, Wilkie reportedly called police from home and said she didn't mean to hit the man.
She looks like she the one gave him the HIV and he pulled the knife on her because she gave him the. Wait a minute, hold on. Don't she look like either a crackhead or somebody? I know, but I mean, look at her face. She looks like somebody been hitting the pipe. But hold on.
Eventually starts running away, but then stumbles to the ground.
I got to play it again.
A homeowner's surveillance camera captured the horrifying video in this Phoenix, Arizona neighborhood. According to police documents,
Okay, here we go.
44-year-old Misty Wilkie was allegedly arguing with her lover in a car after learning he was HIV positive.
He running.
Claims the man pulled out a pocket knife on
He
her.
need an electric bike.
Police from home said she didn't mean to hit the man. She said she was angry for a long time until he bounced off her car, published for Florida State. Wilkie was arrested and facing charges of attempted murder and aggravated assault. Edition.com, I'm Lee Shetty.
She's supposed to pull a psych out move and go the other way. I'm telling you now.
There is enough. My dad already had
He's
one
supposed
morning.
to steer to the left while she go to the right.
It takes one woman to put him there, and that is a classic example.
No, I knew you was gonna say that when you saw that.
And she was he ain't trying to be positive. He put himself there.
Hey, they both look like a match made in hell. Oh,
Stand from a psychological standpoint. If she had a deal that she made,
shout out to King.
he took out that.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, check this out. I don't usually do the hip hop news because you know they got too many people out there for that. But just a little bougie.
Well, you're gonna be nice about it.
Right.
If you did sexually assault, you might take off the show and everybody you place.
Yeah. I mean, you know, that's something else. The woman, he's getting the car with some foreigner and he ain't never going back out there on the streets no more. You know what I mean?
Man, you find that story where it tells you more about the taste that her was going back and forth on how rates and stuff like that. Like she been doing this. This ain't something that she just started.
Man, there was a chick back in the 70s or something. I don't know, maybe 80s, but she was something else. Say, hey, you know, we go around and say, hey, what happened to you know, that tall one that run walking around and say, oh, she got killed. You know what I mean? Heard that long time ago. They say tricks killed some tricks killed.
Prison for life, and she was giving him constant visit. That's what he did to her.
Oh yeah, strangle her to death, I bet.
Killed her.
Oh shit. While they on the conjugal, huh?
So when I tell you, like when you heard the story at first, you like, oh, she felt sorry for him, but then when you listen to it, to her background, the things that I hate to say it, all women are doing to control the scenario. And when they have to control the scenario, they crash the ship.
Hey, get out of it.
Journey up straight crash because they're not, it's not based on logic. That's the problem. It's based on feelings, vibes, and emotions. That's why Kamala Harris will win her campaign because you ask her was her policy, but it was feelings, pride, and emotion.
Uh-huh. I probably wouldn't have liked. At first, when I saw that girl run the guy over, I ain't laugh at first. But when I saw him get up and stumble and get over that wall, that's when I started bust out laughing. I said, couldn't help myself.
Think about this. We have black leaders, so-called black leaders, that have some level of voice. But really, the Trump administration wants to meet with them to see how they can benefit black folk. They're refusing to meet with him. Why? Because they're Howard.
Wow. Yeah. Well, he got to give it the right ones, not the hand-picked ones. Just like Malcolm X said, he can't give it the hand-picked ones. We got to give it the right ones. All right, let me play this. Oh, this is Boosie Badass son. What's his name? Tootie Raw. Anyway, he got locked up with some guns. They had like switches on them, and what else? Silencers, which ain't legal in some places. I guess they ain't legal down there. But the switches, that's a whole different ball game. So anyway, this is a live little footage of them getting locked up. Ran up on Charleston White said he gonna call. Charleston White said he called. Yeah, Charleston White said as soon as he got to Houston or whatever, he called the police. You know, because somebody he's scared of him. Little guy. I guess he would be. He carrying guns and switches.
So therefore,
I knew that boy had those switches. I knew that boy had those switches.
Hold on,
Scott. Tootie Raw. Breaking news. I just got to Atlanta. I got Tootie Raw arrested within 2 hours. Stepping foot on Atlanta salt. I told y'all I was gonna get it. I told y'all. Say this. Somebody gonna get my bag. Somebody gonna get my police bag. I told you what you scared me. I'm not gonna come tonight and try to do shows and Tootie Raw. Woody, you keep scaring me. I'm gonna revoke your probation. To me, don't scare me because you can't unscare me once you scare me. You can't unscare a nigga once you're scared. Say this. Boosie, I told y'all go get that boy to crash out. You should have told your punk ass baby mom, you Boosie. The only reason I keep it comical and just don't go in, because you smart. You know how they know it. But your son been harassing me, Boosie. He been calling my phone in the middle of the night. He been threatening me, talking about he can't wait to see me. He got on Academics page the other day, said he can't wait to see me. I got in the lounge. And guess what I had to do? Hey, y'all got that boy? The first thing I called it that night. And hey, y'all got that boy yet? She said, no, we ain't got it yet, Charles, but he gonna do something. And lo and behold, guess what? Tony doing riding around with a goddamn switch. Hanging with T.I. boy. Nah, I'm just fucking with that boy doing good with a baby. Just shout out to King. I see you growing up. Tootie might need to make a baby. Where Tootie mama at? I tell y'all need to listen. Boosie people, leave me alone. Bad shit is happening to y'all. And I ain't got nothing to do with it. I think it's the Lord. I think it's the Lord. You know what? I think it's that karma y'all be trying to get me to believe in. I'm starting to believe in karma. Because I think karma got Tootie. That's what it was. Karma got Tootie, y'all. I'm telling you, all you want got to do, young people, if you don't want karma to get you, turn right and go straight, motherfucker.
He said, turn right and go straight. So any comments on Tootie Raw?
First off, Tootie Raw came up Rich King. He ain't got to be doing none of this, man.
Right.
Second, Charleston White is needed in this day and age. I ain't even kidding. I'm crying out for the
He's funny as shit, too.
So when you got this internet presence, you just young Thundercat, like we used to say back in the day, you might have even your paid social network, paid and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
All it takes It's one person to see a gun with what looks like a switch on the back.
Yep.
If you alive on your way somewhere, all that person gotta do is let police know, especially if they got police connection. They got to prevent ourselves.
Yeah.
I was telling you that we talk about the same things I'm doing, Charles White, right? Like, bro, if I had time, bro, you could be up in there, bro, I bet I never see you in there with a fully automatic machine gun, and you can face 10 years later. I got your number, man.
Yeah.
So, you're a snitch. You tell on somebody to get out of trouble. Then you got to kill me, nigga, and I say you got a switch on you. I can take the life. How about that?
Yeah. How about that?
So when I say they make it easy for people like that, and once again, you're wrong, rich kid. Like,
Yeah. You don't have to do it.
this is for the sins of his father. Plus, on top of it, each switch, that's 10 years per switch, there's 10 years per suppressor if he got suppressors. Now, they run it all together. He's going to have to do every bit of that 10 years. He's going to have to add money to pay the $250,000 fine. Should have been letting from the people, man.
Yeah. Well, they were saying he could. They were saying he could get like 2 or 3 years as well, up to. Well, they were saying that they could give him 2 or 3 years as well, but up to 10 years each. You know. Yeah.
Stop. That's Boosie saying, bro. Trip. Boosie like that white manager. Boosie ain't got the hands. Why not like the hit man got the hands? His no man, he was trying to kill people.
Yeah.
Bro, his son from get it.
Yeah. And then Boosie was telling him also that he didn't want him out there doing that too. Like he didn't need to, you know. He's saying like he's saying like, hey, get somebody else to do that for you, you know. That's what he was.
His 10 years there, like 2 or 3. Oh, he said that team.
Well, they both and they both gonna be in the same pen. Oh, well then again, I don't know. Well, let's turn it up. Because I'm not sure. And I know they got the details.
It's just that simple. And then you got to worry about corn. And it'll be a smooth, bumpy ride with no trouble. Y'all got to rap.
A smooth, bumpy ride. Here's a smooth, bumpy ride. I like when Charles say a smooth, bumpy ride. But you know they had it on. They had it in for him and everybody around him. Huh?
Hey. So you know Georgia got what they call the GBI, the Georgia Bureau of Investigation, right? Why is jail Georgia we get, bro? He went to jail in Fetty Willis, Georgia.
Georgia?
Yeah. Just had the young girl trial, and she been coming after all the rappers since her mother got killed.
Huh. Yes. Wow. Ain't that something?
Fetty Willis is the DA who stole that money from Forfeiture Asset and took her man on vacation. A little before they say, and Thugger and William was supposed to have killed him, and that's why she went after YSL how she did. So knowing the Georgia is what they call the Georgia Bureau of Investigation, who raised no expense and comes after you on the state level, like the feds do on the federal level.
Yeah. Too bad. He should have took his dad's advice and just had somebody else do that. Do his running around for him.
They do state recalls. It's interesting how they move.
He told him he don't need to be on the street. He said he got enough money. Not
Assistant U.S. Attorney Michael Wheat
Oh, here we
told
go.
the judge there were concerns for the guard's safety. Keep that name, Michael Wheat, in your mind for a second, because Boosie had a little bit to say about him. But more on that in just a minute. One of Boosie's attorneys, Megan Blanco, who the reports authored by the officers involved in Boosie's arrest, mentioned the alleged threat. It wasn't until after Boosie's arrest on federal charges over a month later that federal prosecutors claimed officers overheard the threatening statements, is what she's arguing. Blanco also said Boosie did not represent a flight risk. He attended all of his court appearances in the state's case, and he was even prepared to plead guilty in that case. So pretty convincing, I would say, in terms of saying that he ain't gonna do nothing, but this is Boosie we talking about once again. On Tuesday, U.S. Magistrate Judge Allison Goddard ruled Boosie could be released on a $50,000 bond, a decision that, of course, prosecutors quickly appealed. Ben Savinio, I said it perfectly that time, ain't that crazy, granted the prosecutor's request to stay or temporarily stop Goddard's ruling, but at Thursday's hearing, she said the government had not shown that Boosie was a danger to the community. While the judge did state that she had concerns about the alleged threats, she said it was not clear whether they were legitimate or whether Boosie actually even made those statements. So there's that. She did, however, raise Boosie's bond to $100,000 and ordered him to undergo regular drug testing, but other than that, left the release conditions pretty much the same as what Goddard had set in place. Now, if you're wondering how Boosie even got in this whole thing, he was in San Diego to shoot a music video in the Lincoln Park neighborhood and perform at a Gaslamp Quarter nightclub. That was what he was there for. The San Diego County District Attorney's Office charged him with being a felon in possession of a firearm because of what we talked about earlier, but the case was dismissed last week. Boosie was arrested shortly after a court appearance in the state's case by the feds. Boosie himself has also called for public protests after prosecutors in his federal gun case reportedly refused to honor his bond release. We'll get into that reason why I told you to remember that name, so get this now. On Wednesday evening, Boosie took to Twitter to share a lengthy, if you want to call it that, update regarding his bond and pending release. He explained that although he satisfied the $50,000 bond amount, prosecutors on this case refused to respect the judge's decision to release him. Quoting him, "After the judge has granted me bond and I paid my full cash amount, the prosecution refuses to respect the judge's decision to let me go." Boosie explained that prosecutors have no reason to suspect him as a flight risk or danger to the community, pretty much for the exact reasons that Megan Blanco has already said. But additionally, he did go on to say one of the prosecutors was singing "Wipe Me Down" with a look of evil in his eyes. Yeah, that brief pause was once again on purpose. Singing "Wipe Me Down" with a look of evil in his eyes. Only Boosie could say that. The prosecutor, Mr. Wheat, looked at me singing "Wipe Me Down," wiped his shoulders, and shook his head with a look of evil in his eyes. This is total misconduct from a prosecutor, Boosie said. But either way, that's all we got for you this time around. Make sure that you let me know, because at this point, I just need
Boosie, brush your shoulders off. Dude, brush your shoulders off. Yeah, man, what kind of disrespect is that? From a prosecutor.
You ever heard of somebody well-known that beat a murder charge?
Hey, Boosie, yeah, I guess. No. OJ. Well, OJ, he beat a murder charge.
Somebody nobody like OJ, they don't count. Somebody like Boosie.
Oh yeah, but shit, but that Jake Prince thing, or whatever happened to Jake Jeweler, and like Charleston White say, karma, cause all coming around, cause somebody or either everybody know, Sometimes it don't be somebody know, sometimes it be everybody know, and there you go. But then again, I don't know. Yeah, but I will believe. Again, just to get the thing, get the party going.
Yo, Johnny, you ain't a dog. More like a fraud in a suit, yelling fake news every time the truth's at your roots. You bankrupt morals 6 times, that's a pattern. When I spit like subpoenas, got your ego shattered. Real the coats off, hate, now the fire spreads fast. Put your lies, they Home mass, Sony night, shady deals, hush money's and method. I drop bars so sharp, they cut through your ethics. Open through places where people lost breath. You dance with dictators, flirting with death. You ain't brave, just a coward in a Twitter thread. Well, I'm bury your facets with every line I said. You took the oath and spit on the page. Now on the backlash raw, unfiltered rage. You built your throne on fake goals, fake stats, fake line. Now the whole world's watching you crash from inside. Talk big, but your walls made of lies and tweets. I'm the voice of the people, bringing fire to the seats.
It's on there. I got it on there. But I'll just say a vocal disclaimer is I don't own the rights to that music. That is Eminem, No Kings, Donald Trump diss track with 50 Cent, Snoop Dogg, and a whole lot of people. But I just thought I'd let it play for a minute to get the party pumped up in the joint. Hold on. Oh, somebody else coming in. Hold on. Let me see. Yeah, see who that is. Let's see who that is. Wait a minute, hold on. Oh, Brother Joe. I thought somebody new coming in. It's Brother Joe. But that's good. And we're glad to see you, Black man. Okay. I had a relapse and for a minute and let that jam play. Yeah, because I was like, man, this joint is like da da da. Let's go straight to the Tupac part. We gotta go. Oh, there you go. I got it straight. That's why I like it. I know that's gotta be like a digital Tupac. Can't be a real Tupac unless they took one of his old songs. But here we go.
My face when I pass by your grave. We lost so many souls for dumb shit. Return advice. Got a brother locked up for life. Fucking barely look your sign in the eye. It's what I feel. That's the business of perfection. You would never meet him. There's so much pain that we have to face. But I know you've been waiting for me at the gate with a bottle of OE surrounded by OGs and Tims and dungarees for keeping it low key, homie. Mama told me every day's like this. Not yet a father, but hope that I can raise my kids to be a better man. I try to deal a better hand, and up and down, and I'm hoping you can understand. The times in this wicked and they never changing, but my block stays the same.
You built your throne on fake gold, fake stats, fake line. Now the whole world's watching you crash from inside. Talk big, but your walls made of lies and tweets. I'm the voice of the people, bringing fire to the seats. America, glad how you had it well. Now karma's knocking, it ain't looking for stuff.
Play it off.
Just a clown in the king's disguise. Time to pull the mask. Welcome to
He should have never said he the voice of the people, because I'm the voice of the people. But I'm going to catch it at the hook. I ain't going to step on Earl. Right at the hook, I'm going to show him who the people champ. Hey, I'm in
It ain't no Beyonce, running through the storm as a pop with nobody that can trust him. We all go through pain, but turning on his head since the spot was keeping the same. I cannot blame a nigga taking his revenge for the dead homie, but they're not going out at a lot, it's gonna get lonely. Where did it begin? That is perks and evil. And find your release, I'm evil.
throne on fake gold, fake stats, fake line. Now the whole world's watching you crash from inside. Talk big, but your walls made of lies and tweets. I'm the voice of the people, bringing fire to the seats. America, glad we ran it well. Now karma's knocking, it ain't looking for stealth. You ain't a boss, just a clown in a king's disguise. Time to pull the mask, welcome to demise.
All I need is somebody to get my head straight back. G's sticking them, but I'ma leave them straight. Go up the dub, hot water, low flowing, I smoke for the boys and love and take it coke. This is for the beats and the seats when the sheep girls. Your niggas raising here the same way that we was. So I'm keeping my heater right by my bedside. Totally loaded like this stuff we had a red light. I bring the pearl white, and we'll get your head. I say that picture. Up and down and count the stacks on my back blood. It's always want to serve a nigga. It's MOB, but I guess you never heard a nigga. Fresh, not yet, stand jacket. You whip, I just got me another damn red magnet. Sitting on the rooftop, smoking, getting high. While these other niggas barely getting by on the
You built
belt
your
side.
throne on fake gold, fake stats, fake line. Now the whole world's watching you crash from inside. Talk big, but your walls made of lies and tweets. I'm the voice of the people, bringing fire to the seats. America, glad you had it well. Now karma's knocking, it ain't looking guys, time to pull the mask. Welcome to your demise. Time remains sober. I need a clear head looking at these books and dress. I can't comprehend how they end like this. They been getting rich over bullshit. Old computers, they want to label it as music. You just looking seeds to subject you and me to the industry schemes trying to check who I be. I can never let them leave. Put their best on my chest and be ready to show them that they can beat it. They come right from my shit here. Light them up like niggas think they would be dying in the ditch, but they're when they run up. I'ma put my gun up. Walking the desk at the beginning of my come up. I'm a motherfucking proof. My mind should get dirty. Look to me, you die, nigga, you believe. Fake shots, fake flying out. Fake trying to watch me crash on the inside. Talk big, but your balls made of lies and tweets. I'm the voice of the people, bringing fire to the seats. American black, you had your wealth. Now come and it ain't looking for stealth. You ain't a boss, just a clear all the kings that guys. All the mass, welcome to your demise. Man, when we pull the dub, right at the club, them sluts go get stirred up. Making hits like the swoop flies, and nigga with some bitch coming through and you flying. Fuck your funny ass, joker got 100 cats. Pull your ass in the catch, you ain't no coming back. Put that pull the nigga talking 6 feet. Cause you think we got from this sleep, I'm a self-made man. Hustler, no buster, ain't nobody bulletproof trust, I can touch you. And I'ma pick your bitch, and I'ma break your bitch. Cause a nigga like the doc never take no shit, so get it right. If you run up, I'ma take your life. Ain't no one stage, watch out for the fucking night. I don't give a fuck, homie, on the nut, on the double up on everything I said for the dub.
Ooh, yeah. All right now. So, what y'all think about the we didn't cover this you know, that boat that they blew up over there in Venezuela, I think, right here, as a matter of fact.
But you see it. You see the bags of drugs all over the boat.
At least that's what he claimed. He claimed that. But they claiming different. But anyway.
Obviously, they won't be doing it again, and I think a lot of other people won't be doing it again when they watch.
And what it was is he blew up a boat in Venezuela.
But you see it. You see the bags of drugs all over the boat, and they were hit. Obviously, they won't be doing it again, and I think a lot of other people won't be doing it again when they watch that tape.
So you have this boat filled with people, 11 people. Talk about what that indicates and what it means that the U.S. just blew it up in international waters.
Well, it was pure murder. It was pure premeditated murder. It was 11 people in a go-fast boat. If you have that kind of boat, and you're using it for drugs, you're not going to waste space with filling it with 11 people and laying it down with 11 people. You're going to want to use that space to carry the drugs. And it was premeditated because 11 people were summarily executed. And it's unclear where. There's no information, no intelligence. Somewhere in the Southern Caribbean, somewhere near Venezuela. And it seems like this has been something that's been planned for quite a while. When Trump came into office, he issued a number of executive orders that declared cartels to be terrorist organizations and subject to military retaliation. On August 9th, the New York Times reported that he signed a secret order allowing the U.S. to use lethal action against criminals within Latin America, and this seemed like a very staged event that was basically a serial killer looking for a victim. And when this boat left, when they caught this boat, I guess on satellite, they gave the execution order, and no bodies have been found. I mean, really, in many ways, it's bringing the logic of Gaza into the Caribbean in terms of unaccountability, impunity, and an expansive notion of national defense to justify what is in effect just extrajudicial killing.
Man, so what y'all think of that? Well,
So let's talk about yourself. You probably get them in a value tank. No wonder you see drowning is you need a hollow. Hold on, Rick. Hold the made from alpaca. Baby alpaca. With this magic material, polystops wickedly moisture keeping it dry and cool, even at extreme heat. softer than wool and tougher than cotton. This sock fit for everything from backpacking to barbecue. Because when you wear hollow socks, every step feels like a miracle. Yeah, we can say that. The Post American. Hollow socks are made right here in the USA. All of this is possible because this shockingly cheap manufacturing thrive in any environment, especially hot ones. So if you feel like your socks are cutting it this summer, you trust me, go to hollowsocks.com and beat the heat and comfort.
Yeah.
Don't get packs versus the creation of hollow socks. In fact, all the packs versus
I appreciate y'all having me on here. I'll give you a call later on. All right, take it easy, Joe. You know what I'm
Also,
saying?
using tools that allow them to roll back $1 for a few $100. Conrad can buy devices.
This is perfect timing, man.
You wanted to make this a brand new car, I can program 20 miles into it.
Yep.
Once I put my
2
value,
hours on
and then
the
I'll throw
road.
19 miles on the odometer. The lower mileage with $8,500 in value. So
Okay.
even that less miles on it, if you turn around and sold that to you for a higher price.
Yeah, thanks for coming on, Joe.
To roll back your dollars on their car. You
Hold
could
on
get
one
$1,000 I was a master mechanic for 10 years, and I'm going to show you how to spot a dollar charge for you.
Okay.
All right. Peace out, y'all. Have a good night. Thanks for coming on. Appreciate you. Oh,
Straight up.
yeah. That's 2 hours on the nose. That's perfect, actually. Now the other one been going for a while. I've been keeping the other one going and then put this one on. And if this went on for 2 hours, the other one must be 3. But anyway, I had a good time on that joint though, jamming out like a mug, you know. And the news items. Hey, that's like confirmation, you know. I was just about to play that video and then you start talking about it. That's confirmation right there, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Like that's one thing I've learned over the last year, man. Don't be too quick to go with the immediate headline. Let it marinate for a while. The rest of the story come out.
Yeah. Plus you can see it. I mean, it fits the story anyway. But anyway, Black Powerful, power to the tribe, and I'm gonna go ahead and cut it loose too. All right.
For sure, in a minute.
All right, talk to you. Black Power. Holla at y'all later. On the next, on the flip, on the flip. Peace and Black Power, y'all.